Welcome to Positivity by Choice, achieving positivity by actionable, positive life choices. To be positive, don't just think positive, do positive. Today's positive choice: civility. Let's discuss 5 inspiring tips. Civility, showing regard for others by politeness and courtesy in speech and conduct. For 30 years, my veterinary business partner was Dr. Philip Gill. As you can imagine, we had our share of philosophical differences and disagreements. After all, it's impossible for two partners to agree on everything. But in 30 years as business partners, never once, not one single time, did Phil or I raise our voices to each other. We handled our differences with civility. The whole country wants civility. Why don't we have it? One answer is the unwillingness to restrain oneself. Everybody wants other people to be polite to them, but they want the freedom of not having to be polite to others. So said Judith Martin, and she is 100% right. Are you one of those people who thinks that you get to yell because you have some good excuse, but everyone else has to be nice to you? Well, you're wrong. Sorry, but you don't get a free pass. Whatever you think is a good excuse isn't good enough. If our discourse is yelled and screamed and interrupted and patronized, that's uncivil. Richard Dreyfuss. Civility begins with you. Can you expect others to speak, act, and listen with courteous self-restraint if you're not willing to? Ardent beliefs don't excuse abusive conduct. Let's repeat that. Ardent beliefs don't excuse abusive conduct. Screaming your point won't persuade anyone. Have you ever seen someone change their opinion because they were being screamed at? Want to convince? Try civility. Civility is not a sign of weakness. John F. Kennedy. Want a civil society? Lead by example with civil speech and civil conduct. First, let's talk about civil speech, including posts on social media. Let me give you 5 tips, 5 choices you can make in the name of civility. Number 1, choose to listen first. Ask for their point of view. Number 2, choose to think before you speak. Are you stating fact or opinion? Is what you plan to say both true and necessary? Think first. Once it's on the internet, it's eternal. Number 3, avoid personal critiques. Attack the position, not the person. Number 4, control nonverbal speech. Sighs, eye rolling, groaning, arm crossing, getting in someone's face, all are uncivil. Just don't. Number 5, keep your cool. Never retort in the heat of the moment. All these are objective choices. They are in your power to make every time you speak. Choose wisely. Civility does not mean acquiescence. It doesn't mean you have to pretend to agree. Defend your opinion vigorously, but not heatedly. The first to raise his voice is admitting he's lost the argument. Chinese proverb. But the other person is rude and uncivil, you say? So what? That's no excuse for you to respond in kind. Rude is spelled W-E-A-K. Is that you? No. You're better than that. Don't sink to their level. If they are raising their voice or persistently interrupting, tell them flatly, when you are ready to continue this conversation in a civil fashion, let me know. Then walk away. You have an absolute right to be treated with civility. Incivility is attempted bullying. It's an attempt to coerce you into voicing agreement or yielding just because the other person is loud, irrational, and offensive. Let's repeat. Incivility is attempted bullying. Are you the type that yields to bullies? Of course not. When restraint and courtesy are added to strength, the latter becomes irresistible. Mahatma Gandhi. So, we talked about civil speech, now let's touch on civil conduct. It's an easy choice. All it takes is, every day, choose to make minor courtesies a habit. Hold that door open. Let that other car in front of you. Be punctual. Say hello, please, thank you. Offer someone your seat on the subway. When possible, greet others by their name. You know the golden rule. Live up to it. Above all, smile at those around you. The server, sales clerk, cashier, everyone. Civility costs nothing and buys everything. Mary Wortley Montagu. The challenges of 2020 have fueled dissension, conflict, and rage. Let's swing the pendulum back toward reason and respect. It starts with you. Today and every day, choose civility. We'll finish with 2 easy exercises. Today, civil speech. Think of an uncivil conversation you've had recently. Contact that person, apologize for your specific incivility, and tell them you want to understand their point of view. Then go through steps 1 through 5 that we just discussed. Listen, think before you speak, avoid personal critiques, control nonverbal speech, and keep your cool. Tomorrow, civil conduct. Smile at everyone you interact with. That's all for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you heard, if you know 2 people who need some positivity today, please share this video with them or share the website or podcast, Positivity by Choice. Let's build a community of people who don't just think positive, but do positive. I'll see you again on Thursday when we continue our discussion of civility. Check out positivitybychoice.com. Discover 100 actionable, positive life choices for a better you and a better world.